all are about it a little bit more. Figure out how to solve that just like some of the communication issues that are faced over there. So we'll just talk with them.
Thank you. Thanks, Eddie. All right, well, I think I'm going to read next. And I just was looking through my journals and found some short poems, but, some short poems, most of which I've never read aloud before. But, here we go. First called Triple Monster Dare. As any kid knows viscerally, first time they catch a glimpse, birth is monstrous, sex is monstrous, death is monstrous. Haiku, sip, rye, IPA, red gold, green awnings billow, patio breezes. We're almost there today. Third is called Baptism. And Akima's the oldest continually inhabited settlement in America. It's up on top of a big, tall mesa in New Mexico, Pueblo Indian community. Baptized with Akima dust, sand blasted into skin, eyes, nose, mouth. Early March on the mesa. Have to tie my poet's hat tight at the chin. Dogs huddling in sunny doorways pay no attention. Geminid shower. 7 stars in 12 minutes. Slow, short trajectories, gentle as snowflakes, or balloons ascent from desert floor. Haiku for corporate America, thanks to Bob Holman. Flashing screen numbers, board yachting off the camp. Oh, sorry, I'll start that again. Flashing screen numbers, board yachting off the Hamptons. More cocaine, madame? July morning. Yeah, this way. July morning. Found a bug in my tea. Dropped contents of mug over porch rail. Half dozen hidden cottontails sprang from the meadow grass. Deer retreated to the woods. Aphorism. He who would be lover of the whole world must tremble at the slightest breeze stirring the slenderest reed. Bumper sticker. God is bipolar. The lover's complaint. And that's, the old Renaissance spelling, Compleynte. Right? Dido climbed her funeral pyre for less. Baby, 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 you've got me in distress. Book of Love, Chapter 1. Remember that old rock and roll song? Who wrote the Book of Love? So this is Book of Love, Chapter 1. Always a twitching, sniffing animal until you're still, until. Your red hair bobs above blue denim, airport security queue. I wait until you raise arms in futuristic booth, tele-transporting to another state. As many of you know, I've been in a long-distance relationship for a few years. Those airports. Blues in G is the title. Got a lace shuffle dream, got a whispering wing and a prayer, got a cherry coke and a moon pie and a dream of the wine dark sea. Got a cloud and a cause and a cure, got a car and a can-do tude, cruising the highway, hurtling down the boulevard, seeking wise salmon and cheap gas, the beneficent munificence of fish the benediction manifesting itself in loaves, Benetton blessing Benihana. Got the keys to the highway and a country for old men. Got the alehouse blues, 'cause you're flying real high now, baby. Got a lace shuffle casino dream. Got a whispering winged prayer. Got a cherry coke and a dream of the wine dark sea. That's a tough one to interpret. The purpose of poetry. Now we explain it all for you, right? The purpose of poetry, to express the inexpressible, to see the blue deer, to sing the blue flower, to cheer the sick and shame the arrogant. To write poetry after Auschwitz. And my last one is based on Whitman's poem, This Compost. We're born onto this compost heap called Earth. We all get recycled sooner or later. Some get turned more often, that's all. Thank you, Miriam. Our next reader is another wonderful Rochester poet who runs a great Genesis series at Writers and Books, the second Tuesday of every month, Wanda Schubmehl. And this is like your third, maybe fourth? Yeah, great. Wanda.
Thank you. And thank you, Miriam. You're a wonderful interpreter. I love working with her. She's amazing. Can she just have a hand?
I'll give her my foot, too.
Okay. What is the sound of a one-stringed cello? Bring me Pablo Casals to play it. Bring his pipe and glasses, dark suit and white shirt. Bring the Bach he plays with his eyes closed. The cello suites grooved into his fingerprints, played as by a man born blind. Bring the battered cello intimate with his bones and breath. Lean it between his open legs, let him play the sweet worn strings till one by one they break, his bow stroking air where strings no longer stretch. Let him play the last string as for the last time, surviving notes alone. His fingers press bare fingerboard. So much is lost. One string gives voice to all the notes it can, and silence holds the rest. I love to read. I'm a great reader, and I was reading a book about, Miriam didn't know I was going to do this, reading a book about Pablo Casals. He found these cello suites that Bach had written in an obscure shop somewhere. He played them every day for 10 years before he performed them. So, yeah. I had a friend who was a fellow poet and a wonderful woman. Her name is Karen Anderson. She unfortunately left us last fall after a long illness. Not a long illness, a short illness actually. This poem was written in response to a poem that she had written called Beginning Drawing. And I'm calling mine Lessons in Chiaroscuro, which I'm sure all of you know this already, but chiaroscuro is an art term. Those paintings that you see like Caravaggio, where there's a really dark background, and then the light's falling on the main figures, and it helps in modeling and contrast. So that's a metaphor in this poem. Lessons in Chiaroscuro for Karen. 1. White smoke's beautiful hands curl around the darkness. Pull it close. Candle flame flickers, romancing the night, removing its heavy clothes. 2. What I want is to hold on to this hunger, the fierce knife edge of longing. 3. Before sunrise, a defiant quarter moon flings back the sun's radiance. Ahead, once again, lies shadow. 4. The need to fall, the panic of falling, tightroping in bare feet across the abyss. I have always balanced on this line. 5. Somewhere, light and darkness surrender to each other. Darkness lying down on light's bright body. 6. I float suspended, not in darkness, not in light, and not between. It is possible to open. It is possible to breathe. Is it possible not to falter, cradling everything I have within the absence of it all? This is a love poem. The title is also the first line. In the garden, testing the heft of ripening tomatoes, I remembered an argument we had the year of our first garden. Why did we argue? I only recall the summer swelter and the plate of red fruit I was slicing for dinner guests. I remember the knife, its serrations and weight, the sudden unsteadiness of my hand, the torn skin, spokes of flesh, and slick goop of seeds between the spokes. I remember your hand gentle on mine, arresting the furious motion. You say you remember that day. We argued about how to cook the pasta. You wanting to use the wedding gift pasta pot, and me insisting on the one I bought 4 years before, fresh out of school with no job, and extravagance. You say I told you after everyone had gone and we were cleaning up, how scared I was of losing my identity, how your intensity aroused my self-protectiveness. You were holding a platter, you say, in soap-slick hands, the stoneware plate with a Mexican design we bought in Guadalupe. It crossed your mind that if it dropped, it couldn't be replaced. It goes on. The Mexican platter is now in our daughter's kitchen. She used it yesterday, offering us bread with a rosemary crust and olive oil from Greece. People say she looks like both of us, depending on the light. Today, you and I draw out a summer afternoon, sitting on our patio with tomatoes and a knife. A sprinkle of salt and tomato-ness explodes in our mouths. You say you think the sun would taste like this. I argue for the flavors of black soil and chlorophyll. Seasons lie split open in the air between us, a history of edges in a wheel of sanctuary. Your hand is warm, passing me the next to last wedge. Thank you very much.